If you enjoy real stories that touch the heart and reveal hidden truths of life, pause for 1 second. Subscribe to Auntie May Talks, and stay with me till the end, because this story may change how you look at people forever. The day Mrs. Eleanor Watkins was declared dead, the entire town of Brookfield breathed a strange sigh of relief. Not because they hated her, but because no one had ever truly understood her. She was the quiet woman at the corner house, the one who waved gently but never joined conversations, the one who wore long sleeves even in summer and walked every morning at exactly 5:30 without fail. For 27 years, Eleanor lived alone in that house after her husband vanished without explanation. No police case, no body, no goodbye letter. Just a man who never came home one evening. The town whispered theories for years. Some said he ran away with another woman. Some believed Eleanor had something to do with it. Others said he was dead and buried somewhere beyond the river. Eleanor never defended herself. She never cried in public. She never moved away. She simply stayed. On the morning she died, the milk bottles piled up on her porch for 3 days before anyone noticed. When the neighbor finally called the police, they found Eleanor lying peacefully on her bed, hands folded, eyes closed, as if she had been waiting for permission to rest. What no one expected was what they found inside the locked wooden chest at the foot of her bed. Inside were hundreds of handwritten letters, all addressed to the same person. My husband, wherever you are. The discovery of those letters would slowly tear the town apart and expose a truth that no one was ready to face. Detective Clara Henson was assigned the case, although officially there was no case at all. Natural death. No foul play. But Clara had learned long ago that some deaths leave behind unfinished conversations. The letters were dated over 27 years. One letter every single week. Never missed. Rain, illness, grief, or anger never stopped Eleanor from writing. Clara sat alone in the quiet bedroom and began reading. The first letter was dated 3 days after Eleanor's husband disappeared. I do not know where you are tonight. I cooked your favorite soup and waited until midnight. I am not angry. I am scared. Please come home. The second letter carried a different tone. I searched the river today. I asked the police questions they were tired of answering. Everyone looks at me like I should already accept the truth. But what truth is that, when no one can tell me where you are? As the weeks turned into months, the letters changed again. I stopped asking questions today, not because I found answers, but because I realized something worse. They have already decided who you are without proof. And they have decided who I am too. Clara felt a chill crawl up her spine. Years later, the letters became quieter, deeper, and painfully honest. I learned to live with silence. I learned how loneliness has a sound. It hums in the walls at night. I still set 2 cups every morning. Habit is stronger than logic. Halfway through the chest, Clara noticed something disturbing. Some letters were never sealed. They were never sent. And none of them had addresses. It was as if Eleanor was writing not to a man, but to a memory. Or a secret. One letter stopped Clara completely. I saw you today. My heart pounded. My hands shook. You were standing across the street, older, thinner, but unmistakably you. When our eyes met, you looked afraid. Not of me. Of something behind me. You walked away. That letter was dated 12 years after the disappearance. Clara closed the letter slowly. If this was true, then Eleanor's husband was alive. And hiding. Clara dug deeper. The next letters revealed a woman slowly unraveling under a truth she could never share. You came again last night. You stood under the streetlight for 3 minutes. I wanted to run to you, but I remembered your eyes. begging me not to. I understand now. Whatever you are running from is bigger than us. The final letter in the chest was written just 2 days before Eleanor died. I am tired now. I kept your secret long enough. When I am gone, they will open this chest. They will read my words. And then you will have a choice. Keep hiding. Or finally tell them why I stayed silent all these years. Clara leaned back, breath heavy. This was no ordinary love story. This was a confession. Before leaving the house, Clara noticed something else hidden behind the chest. A faded photograph. It showed Eleanor and her husband standing beside a group of children. On the back of the photo were 4 words written in shaky ink. Witness protection. New names. Clara's pulse raced. This meant Eleanor's husband had not abandoned her. He had been erased. And Eleanor had chosen to live the rest of her life as a ghost to protect him. If you are still listening, don't go anywhere. Subscribe to Auntie May Talks, because what happens next reveals the darkest truth behind sacrifice, love, and silence. Because the town of Brookfield was about to learn that the woman they ignored was the bravest among them. This is only the beginning. Brookfield woke up to fear. By the next morning, everyone knew someone had broken into Eleanor's house. Rumors moved faster than truth. Some said the police were hiding something. Others said Eleanor had lived a double life. Detective Clara Henson knew the danger was real. Thomas Watkins was back. And so were the people he once testified against. Clara met Thomas inside an abandoned warehouse at the edge of town. He looked nothing like the man in the old photograph. His hands trembled. His voice cracked when he said Eleanor's name. She saved my life, he said. And she ruined hers doing it. Thomas finally told the full truth. 27 years ago, Eleanor and Thomas had helped hide children who were being trafficked by a powerful criminal network. Eleanor was the one who convinced Thomas to testify when everyone else was too afraid. She promised him they would survive it together. They did not. The night Thomas disappeared, the government gave him a new identity. Eleanor was given a choice that was never really a choice. Forget him forever. Or watch him die. She chose silence. She was allowed to see him from a distance once every few years. Never speak. Never touch. Never reveal herself. That was the price. And Eleanor paid it without complaint. Clara felt sick listening. While Eleanor lived alone, Thomas lived hiding, watching her age from shadows, knowing one wrong move could kill them both. But now Eleanor was gone. And the protection agreement ended with her death. That was when the threat returned. One of the men Thomas had testified against was released from prison. He wanted revenge. That night, Brookfield lost power. Gunshots echoed near Eleanor's old house. Clara arrived just in time to see Thomas standing between the intruder and Eleanor's chest of letters. He refused to run. For the first time in his life, Thomas chose not to hide. The man was arrested. The truth exploded. Federal agents swarmed Brookfield. The story Eleanor, protected for decades, became public. News vans lined the streets. The town that once ignored her now spoke her name with shame. At the final court hearing, Clara read Eleanor's last letter aloud. I stayed quiet so others could live. If you are reading this, please don't call me weak. Silence was the bravest thing I ever did. Thomas stood in court and wept. The judge cleared his name. The children Eleanor saved returned as adults, standing together, alive because one woman chose sacrifice over happiness. Eleanor Watkins was finally honored. A plaque was placed on her house. She lived unseen. She loved without reward. She protected without recognition. Thomas left Brookfield for the last time, carrying her letters, free but forever changed. Clara visited Eleanor's grave one final time. You were never invisible, she whispered. We just weren't brave enough to see you. If this story moved you, share it. Like it. Subscribe to Auntie May Talks. Because real heroes don't always shout. Sometimes they stay silent.
Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who never speak about their pain. Eliana didn't stay silent because she was weak. She stayed silent because someone else's life mattered more than her happiness. If this story made you feel something, don't scroll away. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and remember, real heroes don't make noise, they make sacrifices.